Hello everyone, welcome to my video channel. Myself Ashwin Nayak. From today, let us start the ninth standard second language English. In the second semester part, lesson number lesson name is Justice Above Self. Justice Above Self is written by Munshi Premchand. Yesterday in this class, I already completed the part first. Okay, once again, revision in the part first. The lesson name is Justice Above Self. In this story, there were the very closest two friends is that his name is Juman Shaikh and then Algu Chaudhry. Juman Shaikh and then Algu Chaudhry were a good friends. So strong of their bond of friendship, when either away from the village, the other looked his family. So both were the greatly respected in the village. Juman had a old aunt who had some property. She transferred to him understand that stay a look after her. So the commitment that old aunt she transferred to the property for Juman Sheikh. The arrangement will for a couple of years. For a few days, that will arrangement will everything will be the okay. Thereafter a situation it will be changed. Juman and his family were tired of the old relatives. Juman became as indisperate of her as his wife. He grudged even the little food that the old lady needed for survival. She swallowed the insult along with her food of a few months, but the patience has its limits. Once she to spoke to Juman, my son, it is now obvious now wanted in your house. Kindly give me a monthly allowance. I can set up a separate kitchen. So at that time, the Juman replied to that old aunt, my wife knows that how to run the house. To be patient had to pay, be patiently said to Juman shamelessly. This type of this made his aunt angry and decided to case to the panchayat. The panchayat was arranged in the old banyan tree. So at that time, the old aunt, while explaining her to the case, in this panchayat, some people were sympathized with her. Some others laughed at her, and some others advised to nephew with his Juman's wives. So various types of advice given to that old aunt. But old aunt, she is not satisfied, not lived with his Juman's family. So she is go to the panchayat and then solve the problems in this panchayat. So this is the part first views of this in my previous class. But still today start the part 2. Okay, look carefully. In the stanza number 5th, the panchayat was held under the old banyan tree. Juman stood up and said, the voice of panchayat is the voice of God. Let my aunt nominated the head panchayat. I will abide by her decision. I nominate Algu Chaudhary as the panchayat. The panchayat now the neither enemy nor friends, stated the old lady. Fine, replied, the Juman hiding his joy over his unaccepted piece of luck. Chaji, you are aware of my friendship with Juman, said Algu Chaudhary. Yes, but I also know that you will not kill your conscience for the sake of friendship. God lives in the heart of the panchayat, and his voice is the voice of God. And the old lady explained her case. The fifth stanza is tells about that when Juman's family to insult the old aunt, she is made the angry and decided to case for the panchayat. That panchayat was the held under that old banyan tree. ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಆಲದ ಮರದ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ that panchayat was. Okay, look at that. That panchayat was arranged. At that time, the Juman said that the voice of the panchayat is the voice of God. So, what about the opinion of panchayat in the Juman? ಅಂತ one marksik ಬರ್ತದೆ. The voice of the panchayat is voice of God is the answer. At that time, the aunt nominated the head panchayat. So in this panchayat, the old aunt nominated the head panchayat. ಯಾರನ್ನಾದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಆ ಆಂಟು ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾಮಿನೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಅಬೈಡ್ ಬೈ ಹರ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್. ಆ ಪಂಚಾಯಿತಿ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಸಮ್ಮತಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಪಂಚಾಯಿತಿಯ ಮಾತೆ ದೇವರ ಮಾತು ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ದ ಜುಮನ್ ಸೆಡ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್. I nominate Algu Chaudhary as the panchayat. At that time, the old aunties nominated the Algu Chaudhary. The panchayat nouns neither enemy nor friend. I have to know that I have believed that the panchayat noun neither enemy nor friend. ಪಂಚಾಯಿತಿ ಎದುರುಗಡೆ ಗೆಳೆಯರಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸಮ್ ಅದರ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ದೋಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಗಿವನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಜಡ್ಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ದಟ್ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಲೇಡಿ ಶಿ ಸ್ಪೋಕನ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಟ್ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್. Fine replied, the Juman hiding his joy over his unaccepted piece of luck. So when that old lady nominate for this Algu Chaudhary in the head panchayat, that Juman the hiding his joy over his unaccepted piece of luck. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಆಂಟು ಜುಮನ್ನ ಅಲ್ಗು ಚೌಧರಿನ ಹೆಡ್ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳೋ, ಸೊ ಆವಾಗ ಜುಮನ್ಗೆ ಒಳಗೊಳಗೆ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ ವೈ ದಿಸ್ ಜುಮನ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಜಾಯ್? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಅಲ್ಗು ಚೌಧರಿ ವಾಸ್ ದ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ and a strong of bond of friendship to be greatly respected in the village. The main reason is both were the very good friend. So he is unaccepted to the peace of these lugs in the Juman. At that time, the Algu Chaudhary, so when old aunt nominated the Algu Chaudhary replied to that aunt, Chachi, you are aware of my friendship with Juman. To reply to the old aunt, yes, but I also know that you will not kill your conscience for the sake of friendship. The God lives in the heart of Panchayat and is the voice of God. And the old lady explained her case. She believed that the algo is not kill your the conscience for this sake of friendship, and then she is believed to that God lives in the heart of Panchayat. What did the old lady believes? The God lives in the heart of Panchayat and his voice is voice of this God. She speak that, and after that she is that old lady the while explained her case. She is told to in the what about the Jumans insulted in this house. The, and the next six turns her. What have you say in your defense? Asked to Algo to Juman. Juman narrated how his aunt transferred her property and how he promised her to look after us long as she lived. But of late, there have been quarrels between that my wife and aunt. Now my aunt is claiming a monthly allowance from me, which I cannot pay. That's all I have to say. He concluded his submission. After consulting others, the Algo announced, we are the opinion that the Juman must pay his aunt a monthly allowance or else the property goes back to her. And old lady explaining her case in this panchayat, what you have to say in your defense. At that panchayat of this, uh, the head of this panchayat, Algu Chaudhary, given the offers to the, what have you say in your defense to the Juman? The Juman, he was while explained or narrated to that how is on transfer her to property and how is promised her to look after her as long as she lived. Sometimes that will be situation it is very well. The Juman and his wives treated very well with the aunt. After the situation will be changed, there have been quarrel between my wife and the old aunt. Now my aunt is claiming a monthly allowance from me. So after the quarrel, she is decided that and says to Juman, it is now obvious no wanted in your house. Kindly give me a monthly allowance. I can set up a separate kitchen. But I can't pay the allowance. That's all I have to say. He concluded his submission. So this type of this Juman, he submissions to that while explaining her the case in the panchayat. After consulting others, the Algu announced to says to the judgment of the panchayat, we are the opinion that the Juman must pay his aunt a monthly allowance or else the properties goes back to her. After concluding her case, the panchayat was announced the judgment. So what was the judgment? The Juman must pay his aunt a monthly allowance or else the properties goes back to her. ಪಂಚಾಯಿತಿಯ ತೀರ್ಮಾನದ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಜುಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಆ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಮಂತ್ಲಿ ಅಲವೆನ್ಸ್ ತಿಂಗಳ ಇಷ್ಟಿಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗದೇ ಇರೋ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಆಂಟಿನ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಓ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೊರಬೀಳ್ತದೆ. Now the friends were seldom seen together. The bond of friendship was broken. In fact, the Juman saw Algu as an enemy and wanted to take a revenge. So after the judgment in the Panchayat, Juman and Algu, that friendship were broken. His friends were seldom seen together. ಒಬ್ರಿಗೊಬ್ರು ಆಗದೇ ಇರೋ ರೇಂಜಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎನಿಮಿಟಿ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಹೋಯ್ತು, ದುಶ್ಮನಿಟಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರು. ದ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಶಿಪ್ ವಾಸ್ ಬ್ರೋಕನ್. ಅವರಿಬ್ಬರು ನಡುವೆ ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ಅನ್ಯೋನ್ಯವಾದ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಗೆಳೆತನ ಏನಾಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಪಂಚಾಯಿತಿಯ ಜಡ್ಜ್ಮೆಂಟಿಂದ ಆ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಮುರಿದ್ಬಿತ್ತು. ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಜುಮನ್ ಸಾ ಅಲ್ಗು ಆಸ್ ಆನ್ ಎನಿಮಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ದ ರಿವೆಂಜ್. ಪಂಚಾಯಿತಿ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಗು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ತಡ. ಇನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಗು ಜುಮನ್ನ ಶತ್ರು ಆದ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಜುಮನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಗು ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಹೇಗಾರೆ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನು ಈ ಸೇಡನ್ನು ತೀರಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಅವನ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ, ರಿವೆಂಜ್ ತೀರ್ಸ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಲೆಸನ್ ಆಫ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಅಬೌವ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. After that Panchayat, the Juman had taken the revenge to the Algu Chaudhary, and his close bond of friendship was broken. So this is the part 2, and then in my next class I will teach for this part 3rd. So what happened that Juman really taken the revenge to the Algu Chaudhary? What happened in the next part I will say in my next class. Okay, I given to the homework. Take down the homework question.